Transmitting. Everyone calm down.
Oh, he's not here.
I miss Jacob.
Poor guy.
It's sad what happened to
R.I.P.
him. It's really sad. Hope Jacob's doing okay. We live? We're ready to rock? All right, hello YouTube. Drew Franklin here with Zack, Jack, and Brandon. We're very happy. Cats with a big win over Vanderbilt on the second to last Saturday here in Rupp Arena, winning 91. We like a good woo. Thank you for that woo. Winning 91-77. What is that, a 39-point turnaround from the first Vandy game this year? Cats, took over 8-5 on a Colin Chandler three and never looked back. Had a big cushion the whole day. Chandler being the big star. Could not miss from outside. Even had one ripped away from him on a bad call we'll get to later. Otega-Oweh matched him with 23 points. Cats are now 19-10 and 10-6 in the conference. And now we're going to talk about it. Thanks to our friends at Friends of Cole. Check out friendsofcolekentucky.org to learn all about the good things Cole does for the state of Kentucky, including getting us good players. We need those. Today we had lots of great players. The whole team really played well. Beautiful box score by the Cats, Zack Geoghegan. What'd you think about a full 40-minute effort from the boys?
So will you hold on? You hold on to that, and I'll hold on to this. Yes, excellent performance from Kentucky all around. High-scoring game to start, and then Kentucky's defense really kind of settled in to close that second half, or close the first half there. Vandy led this game for 18 seconds. I feel like we haven't said that about a Kentucky opponent, maybe all SEC play. Like, I can't remember a time where Kentucky was kind of just the better team from start to finish. So put together a complete performance, like Drew said. Colin Chandler with 23. Did you mention that was a career high?
I did.
Career high for Colin Chandler. I think 6 threes matched his career high. He was 6 for 8. Damn near hit like a three-quarter shot heave. That
kind of day.
Jack and I were both like, almost expected that halfway to go in. Otega-Oweh with his 23 points. He also made some history. He now has the most 20-point games against SEC opponents in Kentucky history, or at least since 96-97 is when they started tracking that at least. So that's a crazy stat to me. It's surpassed Antonio Reeves, who had 19 of them. Otega now has 20. Denzel Aberdeen, great game from him. 15 points, 4 assists, 4 boards, 0 turnovers. 20 assists, 3 turnovers in his last 5 games. I got a question I'm going to pose to you all later on about Denzel Aberdeen. Do you want me to do it now?
Come on, what are we waiting for?
I'm not saying I necessarily agree with this, but is Denzel Aberdeen Kentucky's best player?
Yes.
Brandon Ramsey says yes. I think there's a very good case you can make that Denzel Aberdeen. I know Otega's doing all his stuff and he's awesome to watch. Denzel Aberdeen is a mistake-free player right now, and he's playing excellent basketball. And I would hate to see how Kentucky would have looked in those three losses without him. So great stuff from Denzel Aberdeen tonight. Today.
Jack, you kind of groaned. I mean, of all days to not say it's Oweh was pretty awesome today. But I get your point. Would you like to name Oweh our Parlor Pizza Player of the Game, or do you have someone else in mind?
No.
Chandler?
Malachi? No. I was actually going to do like the hot takey thing and go with Denzel Aberdeen, and then you kind of stole my thunder by saying he's the best player on the team. So, no, it needs to be Colin Chandler. He set the tone. How he played down in Nashville, he was one of the weaker points. We talked before the game that outside of Denzel Aberdeen and Otega-Oweh, nobody scored multiple baskets in that Nashville game. So for him to deal with turnover troubles and what have you, miss 1 for 6, I believe, to respond the way he did and just go for a career high 23 points, first 20 ball in his entire Kentucky career. He's just on a different planet right now. As Drew said earlier, had another 3 ripped from him, another just garbage. Where's our home whistle? I'm still looking for that somewhere someday maybe.
That and Brandon Garrison getting his head taken off. We could have had a little more help from the home whistles.
Just insane. But yeah, Colin Chandler, when he's hitting those types of shots, it allows Denzel to play his type of game and Otega to go into takeover mode and just spreads the floor, spaces the floor. Just Colin Chandler, man, he is something special, and I am just daydreaming. As much as I'm enjoying this time, I'm just daydreaming of what year 3 Colin Chandler looks like.
Before we get Coach Ramsey's takes over there on the end, looks like, I guess, maybe not official, but very likely the Wednesday talk's long gone.
Thank God.
Yes. This is great for NCAA tournament seeding. You can get up to maybe 6 still in the conversation, maybe higher if you win out. Still looking good there. Just a big win to get some of those nasty conversations we were having out of the way the last couple weeks. I guess maybe some on results today. A double bye is still impossible in the SEC if you really want to dream. But step 1 got it done today, beating Vanderbilt. That was huge. Going to A&M on Tuesday. But more from this game with Brandon over there. What were your big takeaways we haven't touched yet?
Yeah, so about noon today, I had a pretty long post on KS Board, my normal scouting report talk, and I said a few things. I was afraid that Vanderbilt was going to dice us up in ball screens, and it was really Kentucky that probably had the advantage in the pick and roll. I was afraid that number 5, Tyler Nickel for Vanderbilt, was going to get loose from 3. Instead, it was our number 5, Colin Chandler, getting loose for 3.
3 for 12.
And I was afraid Nickel was 3 for 12. It's a really good job defensively.
And the 3 were late when it was over. I mean,
right, he made 2 of them really late. And then I was afraid that Vanderbilt's front court was going to be the more physical front court, and Kentucky kind of threw the first punch there. So to flip those 3 things on their head, to me, is why you won the game, and you won it the way that you did, was 3 areas that I thought Vanderbilt would be the better team, and we were the better team for 40 minutes in all 3 of those areas. And then also, we talked about it on Zoom Action yesterday, getting the turnovers back down. We had turned it over 14, 13, 14, and 15 times in the last 4 games, turned it over 15 times down in Nashville, only 11 today, and heck, 3 of those were right in a row late when, we kind of were allowed to get a little bit sloppy. Just an all-around really impressive performance. I've been waiting for Kentucky to throw the first punch. We've seen them come back in these second halves, but to actually throw the first punch against a good team, that's how you can beat teams like Vanderbilt. And this was a very impressive win. I don't know if it's the most the win at Arkansas maybe was still the best we've played all season, but this was very, very good to see, especially as you get ready to flip the calendar to March.
On throwing the first punch, Chandler banging those 2 threes the only minutes, that helped to get off to a good start. I didn't love Pope sitting him when he seemed to be completely on fire, but I will say the bench held up, did their job. We got a Jasper Johnson three-pointer that was big, had a little heat check right after that. I didn't mind him trying that just to see if he could get something going. Brandon Garrison, I guess you said his plus-minus was low. I feel like he just had didn't do anything to kill you too bad today, especially in that stretch when they had the 4 bench players in. I think with Aberdeen, there was a moment where he had a look in his eyes where it's like he's going to do something, but he stayed back. I think that was a growth moment. Big in that spurt we've seen many times this year where that group's kind of cost him and you've blown leads, but they held on tight in a moment where Chandler went and cooled off there. Jack, how you feeling? A&M, then we got a little Florida. Is this just a one-off and kind of like it's been all year? We'll see what happens next. Do you think maybe this can get the ball rolling on into this season on a high note?
It's impossible to say because we've seen this team, rattle together a couple, relatively complete performances and then just throw an absolute stinker. So you hope so, and absolute minimum, you put yourself in position. Like all of the big picture dream talks that we have about, can we play into a double bye? Can we, win out and then make a little run in Nashville and then talk ourselves into a 4 seed and then NCAA tournament? Like all of those things are still on the table now because they took care of business the way they did today. So I hope so. Texas A&M, you kind of get them right where you want them, with them kind of struggling right at the wrong time, and you're peaking hopefully. So I think that they'll be able to do that, but you just never know with this team. This is the Jekyll and Hyde team, the unpredictables for a reason. So I'm going to go in there cautiously optimistic and say that they're going to do that because I still want to talk big picture, dreamy about, starting on Friday. I think that would be just an absolute blast and just a stress-free start to the SEC tournament.
Yeah, well, we don't have a crystal ball for what's next, but today was awesome. 14-point win over Vandy. What a perfect day in Lexington. Something about 2 o'clock game right in the sweet spot where you had downtown before. I assume it's pretty active downtown right now, so good job on the Cats getting it done, rewarding Big Blue Nation with a fun Saturday as the season's winding down. Got one more here next Saturday against Florida, but for now we're going to celebrate this one. Thank you for watching another Rapid Reaction with Drew, Zach, Jack, and Brandon. Jacob's inside. He's not really, down bad if you heard the beginning of that. He's okay.
Sorry.
He's not dead. He's inside with Mark Pope doing his job. Jacob will catch you on the next one. Thank you, Stephen, behind the camera, and thank you, Friends of Cole and Parlor Pizza. And thank you, Kentucky, for being good at basketball today. Go Cats.
We follow you guys every single day, every single game.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
She's a Purdue fan, but
All right.
I'm a Purdue fan,
but I'm translating.
There we
He's
go.
converted.
Yeah, good
A
blue.
little bit.
We're 2-0. We were here for the Purdue game,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
so we are 2-0. So
Please come back next Saturday.
100%.
There we go.
We'll need you.
his brother that gave us the season ticket seats, he said if the Cats win tonight, you and Delaney are getting all the season tickets.